Yesterday, I was wearing my Vote for Kamala shirt again. I wasn't out with my ukulele yesterday. I just went to the grocery store, and a lady in the produce section said, "Oh, hey, I like your shirt." And I was like, "Hey, yeah, go Kamala." And she said that she had a shirt that said Kamala and she wanted to wear it, but she was like intimidated by the Trump voters. Like she didn't want to attract their attention or something like that. And I said, I engaged them in conversation. And she was like, really? Like that was a shock. And I was like, yeah, I just asked them why. What appeals to you about this man? What are you voting for? And all of them say the economy, because if you say anything about all of his felonies, the January 6th, it just whoosh goes right over their head. So the strategy here, it just has to be Kamala Harris talking about the economy all the time and how it's going to help the middle class. I personally, as like a former, Bernie Sanders supporter, Bernie Sanders is always going to be awesome, but I believe that we should be focused on, raising the minimum wage to like $15 an hour. We should be making billionaires pay their fair share, even if they're Democrats. We shouldn't be voting against, uh, you know tax breaks for the middle class, but also for pro giving billionaires more money. And that's all you're going to get from Trump. That's all he's going to do for the economy. He's going to give tax breaks to his billionaire friends, and he's going to raise the prices of everyday goods with tariffs. And that's it. Like, that's all I've heard so far. I don't know if, I'm not going to read Project 2025. There are smarter people reading that for me. And everything I hear is horrifying and will not help the American people anyway. Um, I was really grossed out when Trump was saying things like, I'll be your protector and, you won't feel lonely and abandoned anymore and stuff. And it's like, this guy's applying for a job, a government job. And he is acting like a creep, like this is he just goes off on these long rants. I'm trying to be a little bit more concise than him here, but and it gets nowhere. He doesn't really say anything. Like, he doesn't use examples of like how he's gonna make women's lives better, happy and confident and free. Like, what is he, a tampon commercial? Like, it's what it sounds like. I am not falling for it. I can't believe that there are people out there who are. And all he's doing is selling merch, like coins with his face on it and stuff like that. And people are going to buy that shit. He has hardcore fans, like any fandom. Like, they should have a booth at Comic-Con. They probably do already. It's just a fantasy world to them, and they will totally buy the merch. And you know what? It's not about the money for him, because it can't be generating that much money. Like, it's not like these are selling out wildly or anything like that. It's not like, a Beanie Baby in the 90s. But it's just the fact that anyone will pay for this shit that is getting him off. And I can't tell you not to buy it. Do what you fucking want with your money, whatever. But it's not going to his political campaign. It's going in his pocket. And he doesn't like pay his lawyers and stuff like that. So it's not even going to all of his legal fees. Like, you're just paying this man to be a horrifying clown who's distracting from the real issues and the woman who is trying to get things done that will actually help our country, will lift up the middle class, and help us build a better future. It's it's a little cliche, but I feel like, Biden has forgiven more student loan debt than anyone in American history. Afghanistan was a mess. It was always going to be a mess when they got out of it, but Trump made it worse before he got out of office. But at least we're not in Afghanistan anymore. Can we just be a little bit happy about that? That at least that one war is over after 20 fucking years. And it's all the girls can't go to school again. So it's like, what did we even accomplish? But at least it's over. And Biden and Harris basically did that. And I believe that she was in the room with him the whole time. She was his understudy. She could have taken over at the drop of a hat if shit went down. So I totally believe she's ready to take this job. I've heard Trump supporters say, oh, what experience does she have? And I was like, she was the attorney general. She was a prosecutor. She was a senator. And now she's the fucking vice president. How much more qualified do you need to be? You're second in line for the job. That is the ultimate qualification. That's why a lot of vice presidents run after the incumbent, the term limits are up or whatever. What I heard Biden a few weeks ago saying that he was going to try to reform the Supreme Court, give them term limits and stuff like that. And God damn it, we need that so bad, because Roe v. Wade got overturned because Trump stacked the Supreme Court with conservative judges, and now women are, bleeding out because they can't get the health care they need. How is that protecting women? How are you protecting them from laws that are going to put them in medical danger? That is not helping. I know it's my crazy brain that's talking to me, but I feel like he's paying attention to what I'm saying. And this is just absurdity. And you'll never get, women don't fall for this shit. There's no going back now. I really wish he would just quit. Tim Walz is going to destroy J.D. Vance in that VP debate. I'm really looking forward to it. Like a Robin Williams teacher character versus the villain from an 80s comedy. And this is the perfect guy to take this kid down. And he's only J.D. Vance is 2 years older than me. So I'm like, dude, you would have been in my high school and I would not have been friends with you. I don't know if any of you feel like that too, but all he does is defend the horrible things Trump does and says. And it's like, how many daddy issues can one man suffer from? He is a walking identity crisis. And I would still prefer him to get his ass handed to him by Kamala Harris than Trump. Just quit. That would be my advice to him. Just give up. It's too much. People keep trying to shoot you. I think it would be understandable to take a mental health break from this whole politics thing. That would be my advice. And all the rest of you, God damn it, get to the polls. Go and just speak your mind. Talk to people, even if they don't agree with you. Try not to fight. Just get to the root of the problem. Just keep asking why. How is that going to help? How is that going to work? Just keep asking who, what, where, when, why. And eventually their fantasy world is going to fall apart because reality eventually wins. And that's what we can do. Kamala Harris is dealing with reality, and we can all benefit from that. We are not going to benefit from another Trump presidency. Am I better off than 4 years ago? Yes, we were in the middle of a fucking pandemic that he was in denial about. It was horrifying. I think TikTok's going to cut me off at 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. Vote for Kamala Harris. Don't be a shithead.